Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 46. It is Wednesday, April the 3rd, 2024. Can you believe we are already into the fourth month of this year? I am speechless. I don't know where the time is going, but I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I send love, hugs, kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you will like what you see and subscribe, ring the bell, share, like, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For my returning viewers and subscribers, it's so good to see you all again. And I just look forward every 2 weeks to having this time together with all of you to share what I've been up to and oftentimes what a lot of you have been up to. And it's all very, very special to me. I love the conversations we have, and I hope those will always continue. So we're just going to kind of jump right into things because I have a lot of shares. I have a finish. I have a fully finish, a new start here and there, and of course the laundry basket of whips. So let's get started. It is about 70 degrees here in Northern California today with predictions of snow for the next 2 days. What? Yes. We'll see if that really happens, but the temperatures are supposed to plummet a bit tomorrow. So we're starting to have some of the crazy weather that a lot of you have been experiencing. I want us to all send thoughts and prayers and good thoughts and love to those people in Ohio where there was evidently some very severe weather. I know it was around where Shellie, Antique Needleworkers, and Pam and Steph, I think, of Just Keep Stitching. But let's keep them in our thoughts and our hearts, and obviously the same goodwill to the people of Taiwan where the earthquake occurred. So let's just dive in because we've got a lot to do today. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go into shares because I have quite a few. And this is the second time I've tried to get through these without just totally doing it wrong. So we're going to just take a deep breath. And then let's share this beautiful stitchery. Okay, my first share is from Trudy. And Trudy sent some pictures of some Mill Hill ornaments that she has completed for her Easter and spring tree. They are very inspiring. I particularly love the purse. This is just another little nudge towards me giving one of these a try. I've never done a Mill Hill bead kit. I have beaded and I have put beads on pieces, but I have never done specifically one of these kits. But beautiful work, Trudy, and thank you for sharing that. Next, we have Christy, and this is Christy's finish of Eleanor Rigby, and it was her first stitch on linen. And guys, how absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations, Christy. And as you all know, there are 2 stitch-alongs going. The first one is hashtag BBD, Magical Mystery Tour Sal, that is hosted by myself and Peg Page 123 on Instagram, as well as the Fab4 Fan Sal that's hosted by Stephanie and Allison of Cross Stitch the Globe and Julie of Julie and Stitches. So this is a further inspiration for us to all get to work on our beautiful Blackbird Beetles pieces. Next, we have Linda, and Linda sent 3 pieces for me to share with you guys today. The first is The Bride by Mirabilia. The next is Witching Hour, which I'm thinking is either a Nora Corbett or a Mirabilia. And then the last one is Let It Snow. And she didn't send the chart name with that. By looking at it, I'm suspicious that it might be a Barbara Anna, but hopefully one of you will be able to let me know exactly what that is, so others will know if they would like to stitch it. So thank you for sending those. The next is from Emily, and Emily also has a FlossTube. Is on YouTube as Emily Williams. She calls him FlossTube and Variety Hour. She is a very accomplished stitcher, and she had a first. So this was her first 1/1 on 40 count. And this first picture is where you could see the inner border of this piece is what she did 1/1. And this is a piece named Jane Boyer, and it was charted by her friend from the Hometown Historical Society where Emily either lives or grew up. So this is not a chart yet that is available for purchase, but Emily is working on that for her. And she did the 1/1 with Surfine, and it's stitched on the Vintage Country Mocha. The second piece that Emily sent is her work in progress of Hannah Campbell by Hands Across the Sea. And the large capitals in the center of this piece are 1/1, and she used 103. And it's stitched on 36 ballet slippers by Fox and Rabbit. And then the soie was used is being used for the body of the piece that is 1/2. So thank you, Emily, so much for sending those to me, and I hope you guys will check her out because, again, her pieces are really gorgeous. Next is Anita, and Anita sent a variety of beaded ornaments, which again are just another little nudge towards giving those a try. Thank you, Anita, for sending those. They are very inspiring. Next, we have Allison, and Allison sent her finish of Legendary Girls, which is by Nikki's Creations. And this had been stitched, I know, by several people previously. I remember seeing Mama Loves You GB completed this probably 2 or 3 years ago. But I love it, and Allison, I'm so glad that you sent that. She did stitch it on a new color. It is a Lugana called Vintage Rose, and she used the called for colors, called for floss in the piece. Next we have Susan, and this is just, this was stunning. She sent her finish of Vintage Flowers, and it was her first Jeanette Douglas. And she stitched it on a 36 flannel flower with the called for overdyed, and this was framed at Michael's. Next, we have Connie, and Connie finished her first full coverage piece, which is a mini called Dawn Flight, and it's by Artisy. And so, wow, I think any of us that have done anything along the lines of full coverage know what a rush that is to see our first piece finished. So congratulations, Connie, on that beautiful completion. And then last we have, and certainly not least, by Nathalie, is Strawberry Fields Forever. And she stitched this on 16 count Aida and used the called for DMC. And again, you know, you will see both later in the works in progress, the whips. I will have my progress on both Strawberry Fields and Eleanor Rigby. So guys, thank you so much for taking the time to take the pictures, to send those to me, because again, I say it all the time, but the viewers and my subscribers, they all love to see your work as well. So let's keep going with that. And also, if you have any first, send those to me, and we'll celebrate together. So the next thing is just talking a little bit about FlossTubes. I did want to give a shout out to a new FlossTuber that I just watched this morning. I think she has one FlossTube up right now, and that is Sheila, the Crow River Stitcher. Sheila lives on I think she called it a hobby ranch, but she has lots of animals. She is a multi-crafter. She makes beautiful project bags. She has a wonderful array of projects, including samplers, smalls. It is well worth your time to go and give her a look, welcome her, subscribe, and show her the love that we have in this community. And I wanted to give a thank you to Phoebe of Moonshine Stitchery. She just had some nice comments in her video. And to Carol, the Salt Box Stitcher. See, I can't even say it out loud, that like Carol, the Salt Box, she mentioned me in her video, and I was touched, just down to my tippy toes. So thank you, Carol, for that. And as you'll see later in my whips, you both inspired me to pull out a couple of pieces to work on over the last 2 weeks. So, but one FlossTube that I want to make sure that I mention, and it's actually 2 FlossTubes, but Grace, the Paisley Stitcher, is going to start a series called FlossTubers for a Day. And she released the first one, and she had the lovely Tricia, and I'm going to say Benich, and Karen Lynch on. And it is really a not to be missed. They are 2 of the loveliest women, prolific stitchers, beautiful projects. I am very happy to call both of them my friends, or all of them my friends. I've met Grace. I've actually met all 3 of these ladies, so I feel very fortunate. But if you haven't seen that yet, please go and take a look. And then, as if that wasn't enough, then Grace kind of followed that up a few days later with a whip parade that is eye candy at its greatest. So I just, Grace, you're doing so many wonderful things, and I think this series will be a wonderful way to reach out to many more of us that may not be on social media like Instagram, to see the work of these beautiful stitchers. So those are my shout outs and mentions. So let's go to, I have a, not the big finish, but I have a big finish. So if you guys are ready, I will show you. And it is Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches is all done. This is the piece that I plan to get framed and give to my daughter Diane. She is my oldest daughter, who saw this and asked if I would give that to her, and I said, of course, yes. But this is stitched on a 36 count earthen, and I used all the called for overdyed floss and DMC, and I just love it. And I am so happy to have it done. This was a focus piece. You guys have heard me talk about this from Karen, the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher, to pick a piece and work on it for 7 days each month until it is completed. So now I will be choosing a new focus piece, and I have picked Chester's Place by the Whistle Stop Stitchery Designs, and I want to get that done with his name on it to honor him. So that will be my next focus piece. So it will get 7 days a month until it is finished. And I don't think it's going to take very long because when I give it that kind of attention, I think we'll knock it right out. So yay, I'm so happy about that. And then I have a fully finished, which is the Prairie School Santa, 1987, which was the year that Diane was born. I have finished this according to a, roughly following the Vanna Fife tutorial. I did leave the this opening in the back and then and did a ladder stitch to close that up. And then stuffed it, not real full because this will be an ornament and it completes the third ornament for the year. So this is March's ornament complete. So that is the Prairie Schooler Santa 1987. So yay. This, I actually sewed this in and I think I like that. So I wish I had done, I basted it down first, but anyway, I can keep improving on that. And I may add some little doodads up here, but so that's it. And then the next thing I made, which I don't know why I get so excited about project bags that I make. I just think because I looked at them for so long and thought, there's a zipper that this will not happen in my lifetime, but it did. And so this is my new project bag. It's roses. And I might add someone very special has another one that looks just like it. So this is, this fabric was actually purchased recently. I know you guys know I say I don't buy fabric. The lining was not. It is fabric that I had, but it was green and it kind of matched. I did, I don't know how I did it, but I put the zipper going from left to right. And I said, that's not usually how I do it. And Stan said, well, just when you need to get in, turn it upside down and it'll be on the right side. Isn't it wonderful to have very intelligent husbands? But anyway, that is my new project bag, and I will find something worthy to place inside. Next, I have one new start. I actually had two new starts. One is for the Smalls Exchange for Stitch North, and then the this one is for the hashtag Stitches and Pages. This is a sort of a book club stitch along that was organized by Katie, the novel stitcher. It's hashtag Stitches and Pages, but you also want to make sure that you tag Katie on Instagram, and I'll put all that information below so that that she can follow along with you. We are going to read A Single Thread by Tracy Chevalier, I think is how you pronounce her name. And so what I chose, I know you were supposed to choose something that kind of went along with the name of the book or the theme of the book. Katie, I sort of didn't do that. I don't think I did. Maybe as we get into the book further, I'll figure out a workaround. But I chose Betsy's Spring Basket. You guys all know how much I love Pansy Patch quilts and stitchery. And I have had this. I have loved it from the moment I saw it. And so I chose this as my new start. I am stitching it on a 36 count piece of red, which is actually the called for fabric. And I cut this huge piece off of Chester's Place. So this is my little start so far on that. We can fold it up like that. The colors are, wait, that's not right. It goes like this. You guys know me. I have trouble with this. Okay, so it goes like that. I had a little trouble getting all the floss together, which I will show you guys. This is what the color palette looks like. I could not find chocolate cream pie. So I am using the suggested DMC, which is 3861. The Caledon, I couldn't even find it to buy. So I'm going to use 3053, which is a DMC. I think those are the only. Oh, then 315 is a substitute for cappuccino, which I also could not find. So those are the flosses, but they're soft, they're pretty, they're spring-like, and that is my new start, Betsy's Spring Basket by Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitchery. And I have that in my beautiful bag that was made by Connie. And Connie, you saw her finish earlier on, she finished the full coverage Dawn Flight. So I thought that this would be the perfect place to put that. Okay, so that's other than the piece that I can't show you because it's the new start. So guess what? It's time for whips. And I'm flanked on either side by a laundry basket. So we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna take a little drink. I will show you my planner, which I decided to go with roses along with the, of course, there's only been like 3 days of stitching. It goes along with my project bag. Okay, so the first piece is going to be the Woodland Storytime stocking that I am stitching for Vince. I won't be showing this every time, but I'm starting to get some recognizable things in there, and so I wanted you to see. I work on this every Sunday stocking day, and I'm stitching it on a 28 count Aida. That's not right. That's what I had been stitching. I'm doing it on a 14 count white Aida with the called for DMC. And this is where I am. And if you can see, there's an owl is starting to pop out, and the beautiful tree laden with snow, and some branches over there. I just sort of stitch kind of where I want, but trying to keep it relatively close together. I do have this in Markup XP, and I am enjoying it very much. I think if I don't really push myself to try to get something really hard in there, it is working beautifully for me. So that is a Woodland Storytime by Cooler Design, and that will be for Vince, and I best have that ready by this Christmas. So okay, next we have Eleanor Rigby, and this is the pattern. Is that upside down? No. This is the pattern. It is by Blackbird Designs. I am stitching this on a 40 count Ancient by Picture This Plus using the called for overdyed. And this is my progress. So I have, so it's coming right along. I've got almost all of those flowers in, and so I'll be able to come down. I've taken the border down to the bottom. There we go. And I really love stitching on the 40 count. Now, here's where I got just a little apprehensive. I am using the one that I messed up so terribly, which is right next to it. And so this is the one that had, and I was, is that it? No, this is it. I started, which is going to be fun because I've got a place to kind of practice. The Eleanor Rigby 1/1 is the Eleanor Rigby is in 1/1 on 40 count. I didn't quite think that through. And so I took a little spot and tried just doing a tent stitch. I think I'm going to have to do a tent stitch, but I did that with the cotton overdyed, and it's supposed to be in Garden Gate. I have a Victoria Clayton silk that matches up to Garden Gate, and I think I'm going to practice with a couple of strands of that. I think it's thinner and might lay down a little bit better, but I would really like to put her name on it. So so that is this is my progress on Eleanor Rigby, and that's for the Beatles Sal. And this one lives in the beautiful project bag made by Peg Page 123 on Instagram, who's also hosting the Stitch Along with me. Okay. The next piece is, oh my goodness, I had so much fun getting this back out. It is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. It is a piece that I want to do and put my mother's initials because her name was Eva Rose. So I got that out. I am stitching this on a 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus, and I'm using the called for overdyed. And you can see I'm getting really close. The house is done. I started working on the rose here. I think I put this in. I know the berries and some more of the foliage there. But that is, it is so beautiful. I just love the house. I could just sit and look at it all day. It is so cute. So that is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Design. For some reason, I couldn't stitch on the 25th. So I just pulled it out another day and gave it some love. But I think I'm going to just have to keep pulling it out because, you know, like, wow, it's very, very close. So, and that would be wonderful to have by Christmas. The next piece is, okay, this was a, when I talked about Phoebe, Moonshine Stitchery, I saw her work on this and I just had to pull it out. And that's Happy Heart Sampler by Birds of a Feather. She has, Phoebe has a beautiful way of either dyeing her own fabrics, pulling her own threads. She just does a beautiful job with that. I'm really, I admire it. It's not really a talent that I feel like I have. I'm like Grace. I tend to color in the lines. Although I know I've made some wild fabric choices, but that's because I'm stitching with what I have. So this is stitched on a 36 count Winter Brew by R&R Reproductions, and I'm using Vicki Clayton silks. And this is where I am. So I got the initials in the box. I got the second bird finished. I did this heart. Maybe I got the flowers on this heart, and then I came over and got this flower started. But that is Happy Hearts Sampler, and it does make one happy. So that is and thank you, Phoebe, for all your inspiration. And see, that's what I talk about. It's what just makes me so unbelievably happy. And I think it makes all of us just unbelievably happy when we have all these whips. And then we can be watching a floss tube and just go, oh, and then you go, oh, I have that. You know, I started it. I can just go and pull it out and stitch on it. And it's it just makes you feel so good and fortunate and grateful that I can do that. So my next piece is, this is Anne Hunt Nelsey by Antique Sampler Reproductions. Kathleen Littleton. Is it Kathleen? Yeah, Kathleen Littleton. This was a piece that we were given at Sampler Symposium a year ago. So it was completely kitted. It is being stitched on 36 count Lakeside Maritime White and Belle Soie Her Crown. And I think I got another Quaker done. Yeah, I got this one completely finished, and then started below that. The subtle variegation in the silk is so gorgeous. It just takes my breath away. I find, for the most part, stitching on these to be very relaxing. So this is Anne Hunt Nelsey by, I just can never remember that. Cross Stitch Antiques. Yes, Cross Stitch Antiques. One more quick look. And I am enjoying it tremendously. Next we have this is a piece from the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher. It is from the 2023 summer edition. This is by Twin Peak Primitives, and it's called Summer Sampler. This was actually the first piece that I tried 1/1 on 25 count Lugana, and I think this is a piece of mushroom Lugana, and I am using a Vicki Clayton silk that is a color match for DMC 3750, and I have now gotten the border all the way over. So the bird, the crown on the other side is done. And so they're just these little teeny stitches. Again, I stitch very slow when I do the 1/1, but I really like it. And I was looking for something, and I found a huge piece of 28 count Lugana, and I think that it would be, I know it's still a little bit smaller, but I still think it would be a piece that I could do some more work on. So that was just a fortuitous find. Next is my dear, dear sweet Mary, 395. I know you guys are all waiting for me to say it's finished. I stitch on it every Thursday, but it's just that kind of bittersweet. I don't know if I'm ready to give her up. Someone mentioned, who was it? It was in a comment. Oh, it was Leah Noel, Rhubarb Patch. She has a FlossTube, and if you're not watching her, you should be. She thought that there might be another Bristol sampler that has been charted that was Mary's friend. So if any of you guys know anything about that, please put it in your comment below, because that might be a really joyous piece to start when I get this finished. So I'm stitching this on a 36 count antique ivory Edinburgh, using primarily Gloriana poinsettia. There's a little bit of hollyberry in there, and I have continued to sort of work in that same area, which is sometimes very hard for me to show. But it's all in this area here. I filled in, I filled in all of this. None of this was here, right in here. So, and that just leaves right here. So it's so pretty. I will unfold it, but yeah, I got that and that and that and that. And this is the piece, as much as I can show you in its entirety. Wow. There we go, all the way to what was almost a three-legged cow. But just a little bit left. Yeah. I've become quite attached to this little girl. You just can't help but think about them. And the thought that that little girl stitched something that has given so many of us such joy. I wish she knew that. I just wish she could sort of bask in the joy that she has given all of us. I keep it in this Made by Me project bag with my finished blessing sampler, and that is Mary 395. Maybe next time, I don't know, we'll see. But I've been thinking about it, and I'm really kind of doubting it because of Stitch North is going to be in between this floss tube and the next one, and so I know my days are going to be spent chatting and talking and meeting all of you wonderful people. I get so excited sometimes I almost can't sleep. But anyway, Mary will get finished when Mary's ready to get finished. So, all right. My next piece is I'm continuing to try to put some time every month on Courage by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is in a stitch along that was hashtag Pam's 30-year survival stitch along. And I chose a different piece, but I am now stitching this for a very close friend who has recovered wonderfully from her second mastectomy. And I want to finish it and give it to her as a pillow. But every time I hold it up, I worked a lot on this flower, and then I see that I still have 3 more. So it's very stitch intensive. I'm doing it on a 36 count hog bristle by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm using the called for overdyed floss, and that was hashtag Pam's survival sale. I think Pam plans to have hers finished and framed for week 1 of StitchCon. So all of you that will attend that will get to see it in person. And congratulations, Pam, both on where you are 30 years later and for your beautiful stitching. So this is where I am. I also brought this up. I did some of this, and then I concentrated on this flower, got the center in, did a little more stitching down here in this greenery. Every time you think you've done it, there's still more. But it is so beautiful. I want to get it done because I want to give it to my friend, but I also just want to get another one started because I love stitching on them. So that is Courage by Cottage Garden Samplings. Also in a project bag made by me with a sampler, which was, I think, what was her name? Eliza Stone by Whilst Iris Naps. So that is that whip. Next we have, this is always a favorite, and I worked on it this morning. I'll work on it this afternoon when I get finished, and that is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. So it's really hard for me to tell when I look at this. I must be stitching, you think I would know. It's got to be this area here is where I'm working. So, it's coming close. I have this on Pattern Keeper. Mine has burr. Oh, you know what? It's actually, I think I'm just up in here. But anyway, let's look at it. This is on a 32 count antique, platinum Lugana, no antique. And I am stitching with DMC, and I'm stitching 1 over 2 threads. So this is, and I cut the fabric off. So is this the top? Yeah. Okay, so this is what I've done so far. I am continuing to work in this corner down here. I'm peeking around to see if you can see, if I have it in frame. Yeah, that area right over there. This is, let's get this. It's been this, is this, do you guys laugh when I wrestle fabric? It's been all of this area right here. This right here. But just look how gorgeous that is. It is just, I love the lacy look. I do. I love the prim coverage. But that is Pandemic. I don't show it all the time because sometimes I just work on it on the after I have filmed a FlossTube. But this morning I put work in it, and so that was extra. And I wanted I wanted to share that with you. So okay, so that's Pandemic. Then the next is my 2 threads a day, which is Real Comfort. I didn't get the chart out. By Modern Folk Embroidery. Again, this one's really closing down on a finish. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count platinum, Edinburgh. I'm using Silks for You, PR123. And this is my progress. So it's very close. I will finish, when I finish this, there's only one more row of letters and numbers, and then that little bit of border, which is so easy to do, and that will be finished. And then I get to pick a new one. It is so exciting about finishing and then getting to say, what am I going to do next? What do I get to touch every day? I have so enjoyed watching the different FlossTubers that do this and the joy that they have, because you really do get progress, and it's really it's quite enjoyable. So the next piece is my second Blackbird design in the Beatles series, and that is Strawberry Fields Forever. I have one thing I'm not happy about, but because it is 1/1, it is not going to get changed. So you guys can chastise me if you think, but I'm just not going to rip it out. And I will tell you what that is. So I am stitching this on a 25 count Lugana in Rugged Rochester, and by Those Missing Stitches. And I'm using the called for overdyed. And this is my progress with some dangling threads. I don't know if you can see right away what I'm not happy about, but if you see this green right here, this is Grasshopper. And that is really the green that this should be, and I didn't think I had any. And so I did all of that stitching. And so you can just barely see the contrast. But now I'm sort of putting it in, but I'm not going to take that out. So I'm hoping that the house and the bricks and everything down below will be a little distracting. But yeah, you live and learn. But I'm still very happy. I love stitching on it. And that is, and it's going to be so cute and little. And that's Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs, on a beautiful piece of fabric by Those Missing Stitches, which I have a lot more to do. Okay, I think we're down to pretty close to the bottom here. Yes, last whip. And this whip was inspired by Carol Saltbox Stitcher. She showed her work on 3 birds, little birds by Blackbird Designs. And this was a start on November 19th, a couple of years ago, for Betsy Klager's 60th birthday. I'm going to get to spend time with Betsy at Stitch North and looking very forward to that. So I am stitching this on 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And this is what I have done so far. So I completely finished this, those flowers and basket. I took this border down some. I brought over this skeleton of that band. And then I think that's all I did. I think I put in some of the, I filled in some of this as well. But that is, I just think it's beautiful. It's very big, but it doesn't feel big like in an overwhelming way. It just feels big in that I don't mind having it around to continue to bring me joy for a while, because every time I pick it up, I just love it. So thank you, Carol, for inspiring me to get that one out. So wow, those were my whips. So they have all gone from one laundry basket to the other laundry basket. So I do have some happy mail, and then I will discuss a little bit of plans. And so let's start here. I got this beautiful piece from Mary. She sent this gorgeous card. Dear Mary, she is wonderful. And then this beautiful, floss bling, ring bling that has Evertote and Roxy. And it has she beaded a maple leaf. Can you see that? Look. And it has my initials, like SGE. It has 2024. It has a fowl of some kind. And it has, some little red bling. Anyway, Mary, thank you so much. I'm very touched by this, and it will be going with me to Stitch North. You can count on that. And then I got my Smalls exchange from Stitch Across the Pond. We have done a winter. I think it was a winter. Now this is a spring, and Judith got my name from across the pond in the UK, and boy, did she outdo herself. She said this was her first Smalls exchange. Oh, boy, could I learn from her. So as far as non-stitching things, I got this beautiful box, and then this gorgeous thread holder. Look at that with the daisy. So that came, and then, oh, and I got a skein of Merlot by Weeks Dye Works, which I love red, so that will come in handy. And then I don't even know where to start with the things that she made for me. So this beautiful tomato. Look at that fabric. It is just stuffed perfectly. I think that this is probably an ornament, or is going to be an ornament. So it's just a teeny tiny scissors with a beaded hanger, which will sparkle on the tree in that gorgeous fabric. There was a little narrow pillow and beautiful background fabric. And then I got a needle book, and here, and then it unsnaps. There are several pages, that I can put my needles on. And then the piece de resistance, because I have never had one, is look at this pair with this gorgeous pin. It has doodads on the back. Oh, Judith, you really outdid yourself. I will treasure these. I've already got them displayed. And thank you very much. It was a very kind and generous smalls exchange. And part of the reason I was so flabbergasted when I started this is she sent a gorgeous card, and it got in the vortex of my mind. I don't know where I put it, and it was so beautiful, and I really wanted to have it to show you guys, but I don't know where I put it. And and then I bought one thing, and I bought it a while back, but it hadn't been released yet, so I had to wait to share it with you guys. And that is, I bought this piece of Ernest Emma from Those Missing Stitches, and it looks like this. And I am thinking, the reason I bought it is I think it might work beautifully for An Octopus's Garden by Blackbird Designs. So that's kind of what's in the background of my head to stitch on that. I want to do, obviously a floss toss and see how everything looks, but it's a gorgeous piece of linen. It will be used if it doesn't get used for that, and I will share it with you guys as soon as I make a decision. So that is, my happy. Now for plans, and I want to make sure that I look, is, okay, two things. Well, I told you that I am going to make Chester's Place by Whistle Stop Designs my focus piece. So it will get 7 days a month until it is finished. And then I started something based on someone's floss tube, and I absolutely cannot remember who it was. So, but what I did based off of what I heard on that floss tube is I made a list, and right now that list is of 20 of my samplers, and it's going to be called Stan's Pick-a-Whip, and I'm going to have him pick one every Sunday, and I'm going to try to give that at least 3 days, which I'm just realizing he picked it on Sunday and I haven't touched it yet. Well, I may have to do a little fine tuning there, but this would allow me to have just a little more guidance in what I pick up so that things get touched. So, so Stan's first random number that he gave me matched up with Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. And so that's the piece that I will start working on. Now tomorrow is Thursday, so tomorrow is going to get Mary. Mary is on Thursdays, and so maybe I can sneak some stitching in. And it's loose, right? There's no rules. I'll try to get some done Friday and Saturday, because Sunday is the day that I work on the stocking. So those are kind of my plans, along with getting ready to go to Stitch North. I do get a little apprehensive about traveling. It'll be very nice to have Stan with me, but I do get apprehensive, and I get a little anxious, shall we say. And there's just a few little things that I want to have for table mates and things like that. And so I'm going to really be concentrating on that until I leave. Now, the sad thing is, I think it's going to be the first time since I started making floss tubes, but I'm not going to have one in 2 weeks, because it kind of falls, the day I would record a video is I will be traveling. So I'm going to be late with the next one, and it's going to be very hard for me. Maybe I'll shoot a couple of videos at Stitch North and send you guys just to say hi, and but because that's really hard for me. I thought maybe I would try to do one before I left, but at this point with my brain, I don't think I should add like a lot of extra stress. So if you guys are okay with that, there will certainly be a video the week that I come back from Stitch North. So if you liked what you saw, I hope you will subscribe, ring the bell, share, and like, and do the things that we do on FlossTube. Again, I continue to think with fond thoughts of each and every one of you. I want us to continue to do kind things and to send prayers, good thoughts, love, hugs, anything you can do for the people that need us right now. And we are a power to be reckoned with, and we should never forget that. So I think that I have covered everything that's on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love each and every one of you. Until we meet again. Bye.
You like that green smoothie, buddy? You like that green smoothie?
Oh my God.